Bebop, got it on lock. Check your wristwatch. Tick tock, time for lift off. You hear the stars calling.
Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Welcome to the Bebop Boys podcast, where we talk about movies, anime, comic books, and all types of fly stuff. How's it going, guys?
What's good?
I said that because every time Lear fucking presses play, he presses play, and then y'all don't start for a minute. So then I gotta cut each fucking audio
we
thing.
appreciate that. Everybody contribute.
Yo,
We're all a team.
I already contribute.
We're
I don't
all
want to contribute more than I have to.
together.
That's
No
what
one's bigger than a band.
That's what Goku do.
But that's
You said, well, that's what Coco do?
I said that's what Goku does.
how.
He contributes. He holding the spirit bomb. He contributed more.
Yeah, right.
I didn't even see anyone press play. Did y'all?
No.
Okay.
You weren't looking when he pressed play.
Did you press play?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you press
we
record?
live. We alive.
I didn't even see anybody.
We 100% live. Bill O'Reilly live. We live.
I just started getting yelled at by Persia. I was like,
It's okay, bro.
All right, sweet.
Full moon,
So a
right.
good start to the episode.
I know. Happy 4th of July, America's birthday. We're dying.
No.
Okay, no, we don't talk about that.
Nah,
we don't
no.
talk.
We'll talk about Bruno.
about Bruno.
No.
Good.
I saw.
We got too many kids.
You know George Carlin?
Yeah.
No.
George Carlin's an old white comedian.
Yeah, he was. I
My
saw.
demographic.
I
He
saw
would
a
be if you
clip
watched
of him.
No, he's funny. He's funny.
Actually, yeah, I think you would actually like him.
Yeah.
Like with the stuff that he says, he was actually very nihilistic. It seems, but
Damn, you say I'm nihilistic.
but like he was challenging like everything,
Okay.
challenging everything before it was like popular. Like he was saying that fucking America, like 4th of July is a funny holiday because people like the founding fathers said all this shit, but they were hypocritical as fuck when they were doing it. Like, so obviously
That sounds like America.
they had slaves,
Yeah,
but wrote all men are created equal,
true.
but they only allowed the people to vote that were within their class.
Yeah.
And women.
Like-
they
And
excluded
like,
women.
so no women, no black people.
Well, they said all men.
yeah, well, yeah. They did say they did say that.
Yo.
But even that's not true because the
Slipped
only
up
people
there.
that could vote were people that owned land and
not Native Americans.
not no natives too, but like not everybody. I feel like everybody.
Bullshit.
I feel like everybody forgets this. Like I saw this clip. I saw this clip where it was this white guy was like a Trump supporter, and it was one of those street interviews. The guy was wearing like a Confederate flag, and somebody said, or like the guy asked him, you know, some people think that this flag is racist because it represents the group that wanted to maintain slavery. He said that I'm just, keeping up my heritage,
Yeah,
then-
I know a lot of people who say that too.
But then he asked the guy, so are you like pro-slavery or anti-slavery? And the guy said no comment.
Yeah.
He had said, wait, I'm gonna give you another chance. Like, are you pro? He just kept saying, he asked him 3 times. He said no comment. But what's trippy to me about this is this guy was clearly a financially challenged person. And what everyone seems to forget is that all white people did not own slaves during slavery. Only rich people owned slaves, just like now.
Wasn't that a
Yeah, but
stand-up
you have to
joke
understand that poor white racist people blame black people for being poor white people.
Yeah, that's valid.
Gotta blame somebody.
Exactly.
They were indentured
servants.
So it's
Yeah.
like
They had it's different. I mean, they gave them the chance to read and names and shit. But
indentured
different.
servants just meant that they could
I'm not about to.
earn
I'm
their
not about
freedom.
to go band for band
I'm
for
not
slave.
saying like it was just as bad for. I'm just saying the idiocracy of like the poor white people that were like indoctrinated servants. Like, why would you want there to be that ability? Like, why would you want people to be able to
Because
be
it's a
slaves?
totem pole issue, right? It's always like,
Yeah,
we're doing the same thing. We're on the same level. I'm on the.
Yeah, but it just comes down to lack of like educating yourself on it. But it's just
Yeah.
like it's just ironic that it's usually like the poor white people that are like super like, yeah, Trump, yeah.
They're really mad at everyone
That's
else.
why that one. We're not a political podcast. We want to talk about that.
No.
But that's why Homeboy essentially got elected because they preyed on. I said this on the last pod. There's such a push for anti-intellectualism right now because they can use people's slowness essentially to get their votes and get their way.
Bro, even that, like the Confederacy only lasted from the time that it started
Wasn't
up
that long.
until the end of the Civil War. So probably 4 or 5
Them
years.
niggas didn't have a fucking
How is that
middle
your
road?
heritage? How is that your heritage?
So that's the thing. You're
heritage.
flying the
so
flag
that's
with,
what
like,
he's
the
saying.
13?
It's only justifying.
Yes.
You only are justifying slavery and racism.
They should just fly the
That's
flag
it.
with the
That is
13
it.
stars.
13 colonies.
13
That's
colonies.
it.
That's your heritage.
Well, it's
Yeah.
not, it kind of sounds like they're similar to the Snyder fans. So, like, people holding on to a heritage.
You better circle back. You better
like,
circle
they
back.
holding on
You
to something.
better, you better circle back.
No, because I don't know if y'all
you
think
like,
I
you better
meant to send
connect
it
this
to
to the
y'all.
podcast.
These
You
niggas
better do
are
that shit.
These niggas are preying on the downfall
I
of
know.
Superman so they
I
can
see
get
it too.
Justice League Part 2.
You're not getting it, dude.
They need a poster for
Even
it.
if,
How are those
even
even
if,
equivalent?
I don't think
Because they're not giving up.
Superman is not
Not
gonna
giving
flop.
up.
Superman, I don't look. I'm gonna say this proud. Superman is not gonna flop critically or financially, but on the slim chance it will. We are not getting us, and I say this as a fan of the Snyderverse. We are never getting a Snyder Justice League DCU
Didn't
ever
he
again, and
quit?
these niggas gotta
He
eat
got
that.
fired.
Why are they?
We're not fired, but like
He
let
moved
go.
on
I thought
and
he
made 3
It
shitty
was
movies.
both. Like,
I
it was
thought he quit because
His agent
something
just
happened
pulled
with
the shit out
his
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 ass.
daughter
his
killed
daughter.
herself.
Okay.
Oh, you
Ooh.
talking about
sorry.
Zach? Oh, I thought you
Yeah.
meant Henry. I was like,
Okay, one person at a time.
his PC killed himself.
His daughter unalived herself.
That was what started the whole thing.
That's what started him walking away from it anyway. And then they were like, "Well,
So,
your
wait,
movies are ass
wait.
anyway."
Wait,
so bye.
so he used his own sense of agency
Mhm.
and walked away from this project.
he
and
like
They
people
weren't giving him.
think that they are going to
Well, they kept
bully
interrupting.
everyone else into making
well, what
it.
had happened was his daughter did unalive herself, so he took a step
R.I.P.
back to deal with that. And then Warner Brothers was like, "We're not waiting for you," so they brought in Joss Whedon to finish his movie, which turned into that slop of garbage bullshit. And then,
Chuck is out.
oh yeah, Chuck can open the doors.
He opens doors now.
Chuck is out.
Chuck can open.
He puts his paw under the door.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
that
gotta-
little
you gotta-
motion. That's hilarious.
You gotta shut it.
Y'all gotta watch this nigga.
But
Man, yo.
it was a whole like they should have let him finish his movie.
I mean,
But-
they bullied them until releasing the 4-hour cut. I
Yeah, which was sweet, but that shouldn't even have been a thing in the first place. Like you should respect the director.
No, you're right.
They shot themselves in the foot by
did.
by firing or letting him walk away, not letting him finish, because that started a domino effect.
Because yeah, he just needed to take some time.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Nah, we're not gonna give it to you."
And it's just from what it sounds like of the universe. I hate we constantly
And then the
bring up.
comments.
We constantly bring up Snyder's verse, but I feel like if them constantly meddling in Snyder's vision is the problem in general. They were meddling since Batman v Superman. I wouldn't even say Man of Steel, but they were meddling since Batman v Superman.
Because there is an extended cut for Batman vs Superman, which is
it's
fine.
arguably better.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
fine.
So like they were
They explain to
meddling
Martha.
from jump. Yeah, Martha's still there, but whatever. They were, but even Batman v Superman was supposed to be 2 movies.
I would have liked to have a solo Batman movie.
Batman
I've been
v
talking about
Superman was
that for
supposed to
8
be 2
years, so I'm
movies.
good. I'm good.
They were supposed to come together using the power of friendship at the end.
If we would have got that Ben Affleck movie,
Yeah.
Shit would have been different.
Constantly meddling, constantly.
well,
you know,
no, he was drunk.
I know.
Ben
And he was
Affleck-
with J-Lo. He was going through
I'm
it.
gonna
Affleck
talk my
gave-
shit one more time.
They literally said he can't.
Iron Man.
What about?
Robert Downey Jr. is in and out of jail?
No, I'm saying like Ben Affleck himself decided he wasn't going to do the movie because he was drinking himself to death in the process.
Yeah.
He wasn't having the best time.
Yeah,
Oh.
he wanted to kill himself.
Oh, okay, never mind.
So a close friend of his read the script, was like, "Yo, this is a masterpiece." But they were like, "You're gonna kill yourself in the process," though. He was like, "Yeah,
you're not gonna make it to set.
I'm not," because he
So
was
you,
also
so
he
you
wrote,
saying
direct.
Ben is not Christian Bale. He don't hold the weight.
The
Well,
Heath
I'm sorry,
Ledger
no,
shit.
Christian Bale doesn't hold the weight because Christian Bale doesn't write or direct movies like Ben Affleck does. He just
Or he
does
got more
terrible. Ben Affleck does.
Does he?
Yes. Are you a fucking? What's wrong with you?
Whoa.
No, because Christian Bale sucks. I was gonna say you fucking idiot.
I was trying to rage bait him and it worked.
You weren't. You son of a bitch.
What you thought he was gonna say?
Yeah, it's 4th of July, bro.
Yo,
Don't-
so look. All right.
Right.
All right, we're gonna move away from
I got rage baited.
We should probably
But
have
so-
a whole episode dissecting Zack Snyder's DCEU at some point. Probably
We
probably
can't do
before
that.
Superman or something. I know we've done it several times, but I would like a good
Like a clear, not a segment.
not a segment,
a
like
whole
not us
episode.
mentioning, not us like saying. I would like to go.
You had to
through-
get a whiteboard.
Yeah,
Okay,
like,
look.
like I would like for us to like look up the plan and see what was cool, what was not cool, and like
Oh, like a
see-
literal
like a dissection. Yeah, I think it would be a good thing.
We come
Maybe
here with
like
lab coats.
before Superman comes out. Well, it's next week, but like maybe before like they
Oh,
kick it off. I think it would be a good idea for us to like
Yeah.
It's Thursday.
Thursday. We're going at 10 o'clock.
We're going on Thursday at 10 o'clock.
Thursday,
we
10
can
o'clock.
We can do it after.
But yeah, but I think it would be a good idea because like we constantly bring it up.
We should do that.
I think it would be a fun thing to do.
That would be a good idea. Let's
But
So what were you saying?
Sarah, write that down.
but we're gonna swing gears to another
They don't know.
superhero.
There could
so
be
we
a Sarah
about
over
to
there.
expose all the hypocrites.
No, wait.
Because I'll do it.
Paradise.
Paradise, you finished it?
Oh,
Wes was trying to get me to watch Paradise, or he was trying to get us to watch
I'll
Paradise.
watch. I got him to watch Paradise.
Bro, Paradise was good as fuck. Not gonna lie. 1, Paradise was good. 2, that song's been stuck in my head for 3 fucking weeks.
what's the name of the song?
Oh, think twice. Cause there's another day with me and you in paradise. It's been in my
That's
fucking head every day. But Paradise is actually dope. You
Kinda
guys
like
aren't gonna
Joe's
watch
mine.
it, so I'm just gonna talk. It's-
Do you think Sterling K. Brown is one
No.
of the best actors right now?
Yeah.
No?
He said no before you.
No, yeah,
Right,
but
even like,
No.
I wanted to finish my statement first. No? You don't think so?
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why. Respect to Sterling K. Brown. I think it's his eyes, to be honest.
Right, the whole episode.
No.
His wife, they left his wife.
I think it's his eyes. Something about him as an action guy does not sit right with me. But I think it's because his eyes are so, like, there's such a contrast. His eyes are so dark. They look kind of beady, and it kind of makes me uncomfortable a
You're being
little bit.
low-key colorist.
I'm not being colorist. I'm saying
This
his
black bitch.
I said
got
his
dark
eyes.
I
I didn't say.
I'm
I didn't
fucking
say.
with it.
I didn't say anything about his
This
skin.
blackie got black eyes, and you can see his black face.
His
You want me to take
irises
over?
are really small though.
Yeah.
Like his irises are small, so he's got kind of beady eyes.
And that nigga don't blink the whole
Yes,
series,
bro.
so he took.
He got them big ass.
And the president was like, the president over here, like, you sure you okay? Yeah, I'm good.
What is this
Mr.
show
President.
about? I
These
So,
niggas left
okay,
his wife behind.
So
Yeah.
that is actually probably one of the shows where it's like the easiest to fucking wrap it up.
Yeah.
There is an apocalyptic event in the United States. This guy is the Secret Service man for the president while that event is happening, and some billionaires built a city in a cave to protect them from the apocalyptic event.
Okay.
So
Update, they got a season 2. Carry on.
so
I think it went around the world. It's around the world. Quick game.
so they all, like, only a select group of people got to be able to go. Like, it was only 25,000 people out of everyone in America.
Wow.
Like,
All rich people, I'm assuming?
no, like, just they picked and choose.
Okay.
Like, there's a therapist there who was like, she was, I guess, spearheading the psychological aspect. Like, she was trying to figure out how to make it comfortable for the people so they didn't feel like they were living in a cave.
Okay.
Like, cause you would drive yourself crazy. And so they created the city. When they first start the movie, or the show, you can't tell that they're in a cave. Like, cause the sky is a screen. Like,
Oh, shit.
there's
So like Darker Than Black.
kind of like it reminded me of a few different things, but like the sky is a screen and it's computer generated and like all this stuff. And she made decisions on who would and wouldn't be there, like, and why they could be there too.
I
Real
mean,
quick,
that
we
was
need-
why when I introduced the show to you guys, like, I was super vague. I didn't, because you don't find that out that they're under there until episode 3. They don't tell you that you're actually underground until episode 3.
No, I thought it was the first
thought
one.
it was
Like when he zooms out when he's going for that fucking run, and like zooms out, and then like the lights cut out or some shit like that.
The lights cut out. That was I think they said it in the second episode, but the first. No, at the end of the first episode, it does say like sunset is going to be at 9 p.m. or something like that on a bus stop.
Crazy
thing.
It's crazy because somebody like near the end, somebody does like try to break the conspiracy and let everybody know they're in
They typed words on the screen.
Yeah, they type words on the
But,
screen
so,
it appears in the sky and shit.
Like,
You be putting somebody's fucking dirty laundry on blast.
Yeah,
in the
but-
sky.
so
He a bitch.
the actual story though is that somebody kills the president,
Oh, okay.
and they're trying to figure out who did it.
Just leave it be.
And so they're trying to figure out who did it. You find out that the person who actually runs the shit is not the president. It's some billionaire tech
Per usual.
lady.
What's
And
going on right now?
She was the one running everything from behind the scenes, and she was an evil ass bitch. And you find out that there were people that survived like the apocalyptic event, but she didn't want them to come back. So she had this guy kill all the people they sent out like for explorations, and the president didn't know that. And so there's just a lot of shit going on. Like it's
There's a lot of conspiracy.
I'll watch this.
it's a lot of shit going on.
Only 8
But
episodes.
all I'm
got the
gonna
time.
say though, the president didn't want to be the president.
No.
Like he was forced to be the president because his dad was also a billionaire, and
They did a
his-
Bush thing to him.
like his dad,
Yeah.
like
I don't think George Bush do.
yeah, I don't think
He wanted to just
it probably that might be what it was based off of because they were too like they were
hit the
from the
tower.
south.
He just wanted to golf, bro.
But this guy wanted to be a teacher, and his dad was like, "No, you're gonna be important. Like you're gonna live an important life, and blah 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 blah." Bro,
Teachers aren't important.
this nigga had the worst last day of his life ever. Oh my God. This nigga's last day of his life was terrible.
And then his like
bro,
side bitch is mid.
bro,
too.
all of, yeah,
crazy.
she was yo,
Strong chin ass,
chunky chocolate milk, bro. So all right, so
Oh, hey, yo.
We love the black queens. Her chin was just a little strong. She had that nigga chin.
yo, she was
Who is she y'all talking
Clef-
about?
never mind. I'm
No,
not
I gotta
I'ma
see
get-
her
all right,
now.
so
we gonna look her up.
So what happened was
Sterling K. Brown too dark. The side bitch is a.
I didn't
is a-
say nothing about this nigga's skin. I said his eyes. You took it to skin. This nigga, bro. Okay, so he figured out that something was going on, and he figured out that the lady Sinatra was like doing some fucked up shit. That day, so he knew that he was probably gonna get killed, and he was telling people that. So he was trying to see his son. He was trying to have dinner with his son, and his son canceled on him and like literally flaked. Yeah.
Y'all just mean.
It probably was the makeup in the show. Cause they had her look.
No, it wasn't the fucking makeup.
I tried to shoot her bail.
I'm not. It wasn't the makeup.
Kind of mid.
No, it's what you mean, kinda. All right. So
Put her on the screen, bro.
so it
right.
4K that shit.
So-
No, we don't need to do that. We don't need to lose the 2 women fans that we have.
he was trying to have dinner with his son.
One
Uh,
of the 2.
she
Don Cheadle?
I'm just saying if you're side conquering.
Oh, okay.
he was trying to have dinner with his son. That didn't work. Like his son flaked on him and like said no to go to his mom's house. Like he just didn't want to hang out with him. And then he asked his dad, like he told his dad, I've done everything in my entire life that you've asked of me. Is there like, are you proud of me for anything? And he said, you've never done anything that I didn't make happen for you. Like, so he, and then he was talking to Sterling K. Brown's character, which is like his right-hand man. And Sterling K. Brown was like has been like salty towards him ever since the apocalyptic event happened because his wife died in that apocalyptic event. Which I'm gonna touch on that. But his like, so he asked him, like, he was like, man, come on, we don't talk anymore and blah blah blah. And he was like, what do you gotta say, man? Like, what do you gotta say to me? Say it. And he's like,
Is it new president's fault the apocalyptic event happened?
no.
Okay, so he's just mad for no reason.
He's mad for a reason.
Well, no, but
Okay.
he
No,
kind of
he's-
told his wife, like, yo, you want to make sure your wife is home. But, like, he didn't tell him exactly when the shit was going to happen. Like, it happened earlier than it was supposed to happen, like a couple weeks before it was supposed to happen. And his wife, like, goes on, like, work.
We don't even know how long he told her before, or he told him before it happened.
Okay.
But so he asked him like, okay, if you got to speak, like, say something. And he was like, you don't want to hear what I have to say. And then he ended up telling him, like, I can't think of James and the Giant Peach without thinking of my wife because, like, they named their kid James after that.
Is the
after
kid
that
alive?
book. Yeah, the kid's
Oh,
alive.
So he can't even look at his son.
But the president gave his son the book James and the Giant Peach, and he was like he asked him or whatever, like, you know, I haven't been able to sleep, I haven't been able to do anything because my wife isn't here, and so I won't be able to sleep until you're dead.
Damn.
And then
We are not friends anymore.
and then he walked away. And then he had before that, he had his side piece come up, which is that Walmart brand chocolate bar. And she came and she like rejected him. Like he was trying to.
So he just catching L's.
Yeah, like he was like L's all day. Like,
Best friend,
'cause
daddy roasted
him and his wife
no
are
best friend, and now the
yeah, like his wife, the president and his wife are estranged, like they're separated, but they put on an act
Of
because of what happened. And he's telling her, like, listen, like we can go on dates and we can do all the coupley stuff. We just have to get through this period. So then me and my wife can be separated and then we can go public and blah, 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 blah. Cause I guess she was salty like side chicks get. So she was upset about that or whatever. And she just said, fuck it. Like, no, like, call me when you're sober. Cause he's an alcoholic and he's an alcoholic because he lives a life he doesn't want to live. So
damn.
his life sucked. And then his last day sucked. Then he got killed by somebody.
Oh.
And then it wasn't Sinatra.
Yes, me.
though.
It's A1 right there. It's
It
a
wasn't-
sucky day.
It sounded like he didn't want to be on here.
It was a
No
terrible
way.
day. It was
smoking a cigarette.
Thank you for that.
it was and it wasn't Sinatra that had him killed. Come to find out, some nigga from outside who tried to kill him before the apocalyptic event happened, he was the foreman on the construction site for the cave. Like he was setting up for the cave and they didn't tell them what they were building. And he realized that they were preparing for something. And he shot the president before the apocalyptic event. Well, he tried to shoot him and he ended up shooting Sterling K. Brown. And then he snuck into the line or whatever. He killed 2 people and then took their place who were actually supposed to be in the community. And then, so he snuck in there. He was parading as the librarian, which was that person's role. And then he almost let it go. But then the president came in on that day when he found out that what Sinatra was doing, he did a red herring basically for his son at the library. And that guy saw him and then he got mad about it again. So then he killed him that night. And so that shit was fucking wild. But what a terrible last day. Also, Sterling K. Brown, I feel like all that you need to know is that an apocalyptic event is happening for you to tell your wife not to leave. It doesn't matter when it is.
Some
bitch,
people-
you're staying here.
Some people are scared to confront their significant other,
Hell no.
even
I
if
don't
the
give a
world and the
fuck.
apocalypse is on it.
I don't
On
give
the
a
intelligence.
fuck. I'm
Tell that
a
bitch to stay home.
bitch.
I feel like he was very conflicted in the sense because his wife was a scientist and she was kind of covering all the stuff that was leading up to the fucking apocalyptic event that was about to happen and stuff. And so, like, she had work she was doing in Atlanta, and if he had told her, hey, don't go, there's like a world-ending event, and we have a safe place where we're like, I don't think he fully trusted that she wasn't going to like come forward and like whistleblow on that. So I feel like that was a big hesitation and why he didn't tell her the significance of like he wanted her to like stay home.
I don't think that there's a like I could see that, but I also think that there is a like it doesn't really matter what the circumstances are. If you are serious and you come to somebody and you're like, you need to come with me right now. Like, and then like they can tell from your seriousness that like, okay, you know something that I don't know, so I'm gonna go along with what you said. Like that would be like that's literally what the president did to him up until he told him like, you should probably like your wife should
Right,
probably.
and you got kids. I think you need to think about the kids.
Yeah, and he was saying saying stuff about the kids. He was saying like you have kids. Like he was like, yeah, this is not a good time to have kids. like or like you know like he's hinting at shit like you know something that I don't know. And when he would ask about it, he would say, I can't tell you that. But
the dude is drinking so much that he had his own bar built down there. Like,
bro, like he was
that
on,
nigga depressed.
But I don't feel like Sterling K. Brown really did a lot to stop his wife from going. Like he didn't. Like,
No, don't go.
and then,
Oh no, Atlanta
and
again.
then also,
Housewives.
she, and then also, she, like, she was kind of domineering. Like he was passive, and she was like, she was like the dominant one. But you're the one with the fucking information, bro. Like, you need to step that shit up. And then also, like he's kind of mad at the president for no reason because the president did not know when it was going to happen. Yeah. They thought that they would get like some kind of like a weather service announcement or like they would get alerted beforehand, but they didn't. It just started.
Do they show you what it is? Do they show you what is the world?
I mean,
No.
Not yet. We're getting into a part where more information is gonna get uncovered. It's just like the start.
One thing that we know is that there was a giant tsunami.
Yeah.
Like there was like a giant tsunami, like the wave from fucking Interstellar. Like
Never seen the movie.
that. There was a wave that they landed on some planet, and there was a wave they thought was a mountain, and it was a wave.
That would scare me.
It was literally, there was a lady standing on a skyscraper reporting the news, and the wave hit them.
Damn.
Like
I had a dream similar to that.
bro, that shit ain't
I
no
got
fucking
hit by
joke.
2 of those. They met me in the middle.
DP
Like,
by some
so-
waves?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
I got DP'd by waves.
It only takes one.
I died.
But then also as a second, so the first thing was the natural disaster, and there was a fucking guy who was a scientist before any of this started.
Nobody believed him.
Who was telling them, you guys are gonna fucking die. We're all gonna die. Not even just you guys. We are gonna die. Like, and when he was saying that, he was speaking at a conference, and most people left besides Sinatra and the president. Like, they walked out. Everyone else walked out, and there was like 5 people listening to him, and he was pissed because I'm trying to warn you guys and nobody wants to hear it. So then he was also on TV as the event was happening and was like, I told you motherfuckers 2 months ago that this shit was about to happen. And so he was mad as fuck. So then the shit happens, but then the secondary wave was a nuclear war because the catastrophe was happening. The nuclear superpowers started sending nukes at the other nuclear superpowers.
Why?
So I didn't know why they did that, and I asked ChatGPT why would that happen?
Yes, bro.
No. I asked why would that happen, because it's not inherent, just because that happened, those two things are not equivalent. And they said essentially because people lose their fucking minds. Because there's a catastrophic event happening, they think that there's going to be scared. It's the same mental process as what happened during COVID. like COVID starts, so everybody starts taking everything for themselves
Toilet
because they think that there's never going to be anything else, and so they're nuking the other superpowers so that for resources essentially, like in case they survive. But that was also why I said that it didn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that there would be one fucking colony in the entire world, as if there's only rich people here. Like that makes no fucking sense.
They got to.
China's already got.
They would definitely
China
have it in
already has
China.
one.
They would have it in
yeah.
the Middle East, and they would have it in Japan.
They have it in India.
They would probably have it
London
in
would
India
have
and
one.
Russia.
I think
yeah.
part of the fear was like, as far as like Sinatra's thought process was, not saying she's right.
Oh, we ain't talking
I
about
think
Frank?
she knew there was probably definitely other ones out there, like in other countries, and like other people were going to survive, which is why she was trying to silence that and not let anybody know that like there is other people out there. She didn't want the location to be discovered.
She didn't want the location to be discovered, but she also knew that it would cause chaos in the community
within the
because
community, yeah.
everybody would be thinking that somebody they care about survived.
And remember,
Yeah.
she lost the kid, so she was like mad, like overprotective.
Shut up.
She was.
She was on tip.
You didn't
but-
lose your kid from you lost your
No,
kid.
she just lost. She
Do you
was sick.
guys think that his wife is actually alive? Because she was.
Yeah, her voice was on.
Yeah, but you don't know if like technology, bro. She could have been bluffing to like keep him under her. Like she was just trying to blackmail at that point. She was like, "Oh, I know where your wife is, and we could find her if you don't
I don't
continue with this."
I think. I think so. The way they ended it was really good. They can honestly like keep this going for a minute. So yeah, it's nice.
Hey, that therapist
Season
boy.
two is being filmed now.
That therapist boy.
It was a
she
good.
better be.
It's a great start to a
Fucking
series,
therapist,
and
yo.
it
Even the white girl who was
It
the
is-
little assassin.
it
yeah,
is.
she was good.
it's a great
Ew.
start to a thing, and it sets it up to like this could be like it could go on for a long time. Like there's so much they could
I hope it don't
do
go on too long.
based off of this.
They could also fuck it up.
They could also really fuck it up.
Fuck it
For
up.
sure.
But I think
But
that
there's a lot of possibility. Like it was such a good first season. Like it just endless possibilities, good and bad.
yeah, and there's like
I'm gonna be devil's advocate real quick. Don't get comfortable with anything from Hulu because they have a tendency to cancel shit after one season.
fuck them niggas. I think that
1 or 2 seasons,
No,
and
no.
bro,
Hulu's
no,
like,
no,
done.
Paradise.
No,
is,
you're right.
Paradise was actually really good though. But like that therapist boy, you know who she was married to?
Sterling K.
Dog. May look, bro.
Is it a DT supporter?
No, she was married to the white guy from Shameless that was married to the black girl.
Oh, Kevin.
Yeah,
Oh, that makes sense.
that's a very odd couple.
how
like,
so- is
because
she-
he looks like a nigga from Mount Clemens, and she looks like she looks like
bro, you are in rare form today.
she looks
you
like a
just-
fucking.
Hey, everyone ugly, dark skin,
All I said was he looks like he's from Mount Clemens.
white trash.
I said the
didn't-
dark skin thing.
All I said was he looks like a lot of niggas that I saw coming out of dualies. And she looks like Beverly Hills personified. She is, that is some
Did you write a verse before you got on the pod?
dog.
That's what I'm saying. Cause he just like going in.
I think I think that I have,
Witty.
but I do think I think I have a type though. Like,
Oh.
no, I think I have like
She must be, is she Arab?
yes,
Yeah.
she's Iranian,
Okay.
and I was like, damn,
You like something
okay.
with a little struggle in it.
Yeah, I like it.
I
You know, I
feel
like.
you. I feel you.
He like a
I like
he like
me
a
a-
light skin with a hint of struggle.
I like me some.
with good hair.
I like me some sandy milk.
He like
Yo, give me
Santa go fuck you.
Yo.
up. See this?
put some garlic on that on that pita bread. Put some put some garlic.
Yeah, because he even
disgusting. I drink.
Remember we talked
I
about
like-
sensei occasionally, and then he's really like, is that Indian? Is the thick Indian on there? I'm like,
As
yeah.
a person who drinks,
Yeah, I like me a little shawarma. You feel,
I would
feel
hate.
me?
Bro, we never get that Democratic The libs gonna hate us, bro. Oh, Jesus Christ.
no, she's an older woman.
She is. She does not look older.
I've had spoiled milk before.
but boy, fine as goddamn fuck.
She okay.
Nigga, what?
Okay, calm your tits. Okay,
Nigga, what?
calm your boner. Okay,
Nigga, what?
Are we switching from one DEI to another?
yeah,
Can we
I
do
think
this?
it's time.
Yeah,
we
it's
start.
time to-
Jesus
It's
Christ.
time to talk.
Yeah,
It's time to talk
when,
about
when Persia starts
colored people.
gooning.
Niggas
It's
call
time
it,
to. It's time to.
niggas
switch
called this
gears.
shit Iron
Let's
Shirt.
turn the brown down.
Whoa, no,
No, let it go up.
we turn it up, right? Because Riri dark.
What am I doing, big beautiful brown Bill?
The brown
Let's-
down.
Let's turn the brown down.
No, but we turn it up because Riri kind of dark skin.
No, you're turning it down. Like if you're if it's
There
on
were
a-
no white people in the show.
if it's on a no
Oh,
li-
no, I know what you're saying now.
if it's well, I guess yeah, it's up like on a knob.
Yeah,
If it's if Sandy Milk is in the middle
I hate this nigga.
from like
Wolf.
a
I'm about to
5 to
yell.
a 7, we're gonna go from 7 to 10. So I
Yes.
guess that would be turning it up.
Wesley, what are you doing, babes?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
All right.
so
So
Fuck.
darkening the darkening of the darkening
Or-
of the pod.
I don't know.
Ironheart.
So we're gonna do a quick recap.
Boy,
Episodes 4 through 6.
Natalie.
So let's start there. I'm gonna
Hold on.
I'm
hold
gonna-
on. Wait,
no,
wait,
no.
Please, so just give a summary of it.
give a summary.
We gotta be quick. We gotta be quick.
Okay.
A dumb girl does dumb shit. That is the summary.
Yeah. Honestly,
With the devil.
With the devil.
make a deal with the devil because
Retarded.
you want to be important.
Yo,
Can you say the R word again?
insert Wesley Snipes. Put it right there.
That was our stepdad. That was Gary.
Bro, yo.
But yeah, we're gonna do a quick recap of
I just gave you the recap.
Did.
TLDR.
TLDR.
A dumb girl does dumb shit.
So okay, so
Smart girl does dumb shit.
a smart girl does
She's
does
smart
dumb
as fuck.
stuff.
Just because you're smart doesn't mean you're not dumb.
Common sense and book sense are two different things.
Facts. True.
She didn't read a book the whole show.
She didn't need to.
She got AI.
There were books in
She's
there.
fucking MIT grad. I'm sure she's done
not.
reading.
She didn't
dropped
graduate.
out.
I didn't even graduate high school. I can't get in this conversation.
True.
I didn't go to
Okay.
high school.
So I'm gonna do a formal recap. I have it here. Episode 4.
Hold on.
Ironheart. Black Magic.
That would piss a Republican off. The white person is the only person who didn't graduate high school.
That's why
Bro.
they
Yeah.
don't watch our podcast.
Like-
That's why the Republicans do not watch our podcast.
Yeah.
bro.
I'm okay with it.
So episode 4. the
Persia
hood-
said they might.
So after Riri left John to suffocate, the hood is racked with guilt after his cousin's death, spiraling him inward, and he even
Yeah, they did.
You said spiraling him N-words.
inward.
Oh.
Wait, what episode are you starting with? 4?
4.
We start with 1.
John, I thought
Oh, we're
we did
recapping
1
the
to 3.
last 3.
Yeah, last week was a whole
The
breakdown.
last week was it.
Go ahead. It wasn't, but go ahead.
Okay, do you want to do it then, my niggas?
No, come on, hurry up. We're wasting time.
So he starts like going off on the crew. Riri scrambles to repair the iron suit, and she wants to start blending tech and magic to try to get the upper hand on Hood's dude. And then also tensions flare when Zeke, when everything gets traced back to Zeke, with the skin tag that Riri left at that rich man's.
Did we explain who Zeke is?
Well, wait.
Obadiah Staines
Zeke is Joe,
Joe,
which,
yes.
but he's Obadiah Staines, which he was in the
Son.
Was he the second?
First.
First.
Was that in the
Iron Man
first? It was the
Mhm.
first.
First
That
Iron
was
Iron
Man.
Man
so.
film.
Can you believe that? How
In the
long ago?
first, he was the villain in the first Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also they figured out that the cape was magic because they took it to a magic store,
Yeah.
which was like this lady who was friends with
Riri's
her mom.
cousin.
That mama.
And she
That's Cree Summer.
they're
Oh yeah.
like they do witchcraft essentially, and they were testing it, and then they realized the magic ladies realized that it came from like the darkest of the magic
The dark dimension.
and they were like,
They said it.
we gonna get the fuck out of here. And then Riri was trying to She tried everything that she could possibly try to destroy that piece of fabric, and she couldn't do it. So that's
She
why
didn't try leaving it alone.
she didn't. But that's why she couldn't. Like she decided that she was going to do the magic approach, but also
Magic.
she had to, of course, have a panic attack after that. Between that time,
She's 19. She's just a girl.
I ain't trying to hear that shit.
Yeah, I just watched Wakanda Forever recently, and 19, bro. Damn.
Yeah, because she was 15. Well,
She graduated high school or whatever
Yeah.
at 15.
yeah.
19.
Not me.
Then so there.
Gotta get some words this episode.
Who, me? Oh, okay. Then in episode 5, Parker starts flipping out and trying to test loyalty, and Riri starts getting more obsessive about trying to get Natalie to be real and shit using magic. Parker and Riri try to have an ideological conversation war shit. They're both weird.
A little petty.
Same sides of the same coin. I felt like that whole interaction in episode, that was probably the low point.
But you said Parker and who?
Riri.
When they had like okay, so which interaction you talking about? They had 2. They had one at Parker's little going away or a little wake, and then they had one, not Parker,
John's
little going away wake, and then they had one when they had at the hideout when he
The
said,
hideout
when
one.
we're bringing in somebody else.
They didn't
Yeah.
talk at the wake. Like
They did. They kind of talked.
they talked, but they didn't have a conversation.
Yeah, it was.
She asked.
Being scared.
She was being scared, and she
Yeah.
asked him if he was going to do
Scary
anything,
ass.
and
You gotta
he said,
sue.
"Yeah, I
Yeah,
have
she
plans
was
to."
trying to. Yeah, I'm talking about the
Yeah.
second one.
You're
I
talking
don't
about
know.
when they fought?
Yeah, and I just felt like that was just. What's the word I'm looking for?
Anticlimactic.
Yeah. Yes.
They
Yes.
so
Because
from there,
also, Riri, what did you think he was gonna do, bitch?
so from there
What you think was gonna happen?
from 4 to 6, she visited Joe in prison. Joe hates her.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Parker broke Joe out
and
took all his stuff, and then he gave him modifications with his own shit.
Mhm.
But then they changed the programming so that Parker controlled Joe, not like rather than him being autonomous.
yeah.
And then Parker told his entire crew that they needed to kill Riri, and that was their next job. They tried to kill her. She fought back
Without her suit.
without her suit
Iron
for the
Man
most
3
part.
shit.
And then she got her suit. Natalie had ran off with her suit because in the previous episode, she I guess hinted at like taking the suit down
Getting
or
rid
like
of
deactivating her. And she was like, all right, fuck you then. So then she flew off with the suit. She came back during that fight, and then Joe/Zeke beat her ass, but then he spared her. Like he told her, get the fuck out of here.
'Cause he's still a good
'Cause,
person deep
Yeah,
down.
he's
He
not
didn't want to be involved in this shit in the first place.
He really
yeah,
did.
he didn't. He was mad, but he's not his dad.
Yeah.
So he let her go. She went on to try and like make a new suit. She opened up to her mom about what was happening and blah 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 blah. And then they built a suit out of her stepdad's car, and they were trying to incorporate magic into it. And for whatever reason, they were pulling the magic from the cape. Wasn't it? Like she was using dark magic.
They were.
Summoning the magic from somewhere.
I think they were using dark magic.
They were using dark magic, and then the dark magic, like for whatever reason, Natalie couldn't exist with that
So
dark
there
magic.
was a theory
Soul
that
for a soul.
because I was watching YouTube about it, and I was watching New Rockstars, and they have a theory about Natalie not actually being AI. Natalie was part of Mephisto's dark magic the whole time. They think that he was pulling strings from the start, and like
see that.
he made that, so the magic canceled out the magic.
How could
because
he do that without her consent?
You think Mephisto needs consent? He's the devil.
If he doesn't need consent, then there's no point in
He
him
needs
making
consent
deals.
to get your soul. What I'm saying is he
wanted a piece. So
he
to
put her
Lord
on the
Riri
path to make
Oh,
that
like
deal.
he's like
so like that
it.
AI was a little bit of
he was doing eyes and shit.
exactly
because
Yeah.
she was too real in the first place.
because it makes no sense that magic would cancel out the AI, but it would make sense if magic cancels out the magic.
So all that stuff led her.
So a lot of
She was
people were
pulling
saying
the
like
strings from because he
Mephisto
was probably getting tired of Parker anyway.
Well, yeah.
Like he says,
Plus,
always
he
looking
just
for
wants souls.
Yeah,
All right, he just wants souls. He's the devil.
And also, I did like the little parallels of people not liking AI, like when when Natalie's brother.
I think they
was
didn't like the
revealed.
fact that AI looked exactly like their dead relative.
No,
Yeah.
but a lot of people
Yeah,
aren't
'cause
comfortable.
Xavier was like, "What the fuck?"
No, but that's
Yeah,
the
he
thing.
was-
Like a
he
lot
was
of people aren't comfortable with that. I mean, like she was like, "Yo, you don't like this?" He's like, "No, I don't like this shit. My son, this my
I'm
fucking
on the
sister."
fence. I'm on
Bro,
the fence.
you could.
No, that's the
That's-
thing. I did
That's
like that
literally a
because
Black Mirror episode.
because that is a Black Mirror episode. But I like that because it's a conflicting thing. Because some people like Riri, like I'm not really a
Her mom.
kind of.
Her mom loved it.
Her mom loved it. Like
Yeah.
some people are conflicted on AI. They're not just off right.
I don't like
gonna
AI
it.
Because
but I don't know how
also,
I feel if
what's
it
the
looks
name?
like someone I
Because
love.
if you think, and that actually makes sense, because even Riri to the point didn't know how she did that shit.
Yeah.
It was an accident.
It was the act. So yeah, but she never tried, or she tried to look in.
She
like,
fell asleep when it happened.
but she
So-
still don't know how it happened. Aside from just reading her brainwaves, she don't know how she
And
did
that
that.
kind of
shit.
ties into the ending because like she still doesn't know how the fuck it happened, and then next thing you know, she's gone.
Mhm.
And then it's like, okay, I want to do something to get this person back. She never even properly grieved.
Yeah.
I mean, she did that for like 30 seconds, and then it was like, okay, I want her back. We gotta have to get
And
her
then
back.
who shows up?
I assumed that
Sacha Baron
when,
Cohen.
when that happened, I assumed that it was because she just told her that magic comes at a cost.
Yeah.
There's equivalent exchange, so you have to lose something for what you gain with magic. Like, so she lost Natalie because she used magic. That's what I assumed. That's a simpler.
I mean, that's actually a really good theory too.
Yeah, like
Yeah. But I
mean,
feel like
even-
you have to lose something from yourself.
But that is like that, not necessarily, because like sometimes like you lose a loved one. Like Thanos sacrificed his daughter.
Mhm.
Like you like
Yeah, that wasn't for magic.
nigga
That
was
was
willing
that was
That
for
was
a
just-
little rock.
that was like, but like
He's a
anything
bitch.
like that, it's like you have to lose something you
I'm not
care
gonna lie to
about.
you. That's still one
It's
of my
not like-
favorite lines.
like-
those tears aren't for.
Yeah.
Oh my god damn!
Yo, that was some fucked up shit. He was like,
her face when she realized that those tears were not for him.
"Hold on, shawty. Hold on."
Wait.
Wait.
How niggas be when you uphold, bro? Hold on, hold on, wait, bro.
Oh my god! How the
man.
turns have tabled. How the turns have tabled.
But
So funny.
so
That's such a
but
good ride.
all I'm gonna say, bro,
Okay, yes.
Okay. Damn, where did that come from?
I didn't like her.
You like Riri?
I don't like her character. That's why, like,
Oh, okay.
I don't like her.
I'm okay with it.
A little strong-winded.
I agree. I agree. She is, but I'm okay with her not being a likable lead character because we don't need all these like her. It's
Everybody
nice.
don't need to be Kamala Khan.
Yeah, you're right. That's a very good point. Not every lead, especially as a woman, and especially as a person of color, needs to be the deity
Boo!
of. There's a term for it. I can't think of the term of it right now, but like, not everyone needs to be like the epitome of goodness in this world. Riri, from the moment we met her in Wakanda Forever, she never wanted to be a hero. She just did shit because she could.
Yeah.
And then when we meet her in her own show, she said, I just want to be iconic. There was no,
Yeah, you
I
said that-
understand, like, I'm okay with her not being a likable character, especially, like, honestly, a lot of the women characters are likable for the most part. Except for Captain Marvel.
gotta tell
No
niggas
one
that.
likes her for some reason. I think she does fine.
Don't like her.
But but as in the story, I'm okay with Riri not being a likable character off rip. And because again, her shit, unlike Kamala, unlike Hawkeye, unlike Black Widow's depressed, so I'm not going to include her. But Wiccan, unlike other younger heroes, or even the heroes for that matter, none of them, all of them want to be. I'll use the younger heroes. I'll keep it tight to them. All of the younger heroes, for the most part, want to be heroes. For the most part, are very altruistic in their noble, I guess, in their what they're doing this for. Right? It's refreshing to see someone just want to do it just because they can.
And
It's
she
like,
kind of teeters that line, like,
Yeah.
of like, oh, she can go this way, or she can, become a hero.
yeah.
What is her purpose?
I think
Like,
when I
Her purpose is her.
Yeah, boom.
when I look at
She
Riri,
does a lot of selfish.
when I look at Riri, she does it she does selfish things, but out of the thought that she's protecting everyone else from what she's doing.
Well, because she always said that
No,
she wants
that's
to build
'cause she's
these
a
suits.
fucking idiot.
Well, she's a kid.
Like she doesn't think anything through.
No,
Like
she does
wait,
not.
wait. All that.
She's 19.
All
I'm
that
gonna
you
be
need-
fair. I'm gonna be fair on the lack of common sense. I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt.
Every
She's
19-year-old
bro.
isn't a fucking idiot.
I was sipping
She's
lean.
not-
How old is Peter Parker?
He is.
He an idiot.
And we
he's
saw
8
what happened
He's
several times.
We
That-
saw what
calm
he did.
3 movies.
We saw what he did while trying to
8
do the
technically.
right thing. Like
That man allowed everyone
No.
to forget him. That poor
he
child.
literally, like to
Character growth.
make up for what he did.
I think I think the issue is there wasn't any character development for Riri. Actually, it went backwards for
Yeah,
Riri.
like you
You
just
think it's
saw.
regressive? I don't think it's
I
regressive.
don't think it's
Well,
regressive.
And that is very fucking
Oh, yes,
regressive.
that part.
Like,
I thought you
but
were
I
talking about
mean,
in the
she did it
beginning.
for good
Okay, yeah. I'm talking.
Like,
I thought you were talking
all
about.
No,
that
she
you-
didn't. Hold on. She
One
did
second,
not
yeah.
do what she did for good intentions at all.
No.
She brought back someone from the dead, which is unnatural and you should never do. We've all watched I'm Your Babe.
My bad.
Calm down.
My bad. I'm so sorry.
Not on camera. People don't know. But we learned from Full Metal Alchemist, there is a cost for exchanging life for a life.
This bitch from the South Side don't know that shit. You just said
She
I could
does
bring
know
my.
she was
you
warned.
said I
Okay,
could
we
bring
can't
my friend.
simultaneously say that she's a super genius over Tony Stark's level, but she's also an idiot that doesn't understand
Tony did
anything.
dumb
Because
shit
that's
too.
the thing. She's not. Common sense and intelligence are 2 different things. Book smart and just and mature doesn't equate maturity, right? It doesn't equate maturity. That's why characters like Shazam is this, who has the wisdom
Complicated
of
character.
Solomon, but he's a fucking child. So the two things can exist, and I forgive that for a character like Riri.
But then, okay, so where does that overlap? Like, so her intelligence is strictly on making things, and it doesn't go into applying it.
So that's
which
another-
also makes sense. Which I mean,
there's
I guess
engineering ethics though,
No,
and that's a whole nother thing.
technically,
that's a whole nother conversation.
technically, you can argue that she's just a fucking idiot because why would you? You can make a super suit, but you can't make any fucking money.
Or friends.
Like
She making money. She was on
She was
MIT.
using her-
She was hustling.
but
Hustle and bustle.
you wouldn't need to hustle if you have this level of skill.
Yo, Elon Musk
Like-
is a billionaire, richest man in the world, but
He
he
bought that
asshole. These like people who are
Hyper
smart as
intelligent
hell
are just.
are assholes. They're
Tony
crazy.
Stark is another. Tony ain't a nice guy.
Bro, he lets Rhodey black ass steal his.
We're
suit.
not. I'm not talking about how they act towards other people. I'm talking about
How they apply it in the
Handle
story.
situations.
you have you have the intelligence to build something, but you don't have the intelligence to build something around it. Like you can build a fucking super suit, but you can't figure out that super suit you could sell the suit. Like
I think I think it's also tunnel vision that she got too. Like
no,
when-
she's just a fucking idiot.
like no,
So,
like when she's trying to do something, she disregards every like when she made that Natalia AI, she disregarded everybody else and just kept it.
but at the same time, but like okay, so even
Natalie, not Natalia.
no, even
I thought he said
but
Italian.
even that even that
Shit with the ass.
you can sum it up.
Stop.
no, why?
You're 30. She's 19.
22. What you talking about?
In real life, but like on the show, she's like
It was shot 2 years ago. So
Asses, look,
asses be asses over the age of
look,
18.
look. I don't
how
give
did
a
you the Disney Channel?
I don't give a fuck.
That's the act of her ass. Da, 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 da.
Look, okay, so
Anyways,
Golly.
aside
fucking
but even-
pigs.
aside from
Not
that,
me.
I know.
Thank you.
they like
The Indian
you
bitch.
can really
the
you can
mid-black
really
fan.
sum it up from that last 10 minutes of the show. Like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
sums up the entire show.
Yeah.
This
All growth
girl, I'm trying real hard not to call her.
She
the
need an
Q
ass
word.
whooping. Somebody need to whoop her ass.
She,
I hear it in your voice.
yeah, it is.
I hear it.
I'm saying it with
You
my
try-
tone.
This girl,
This girl
girl,
just firsthand from the first episode
Watching it fuming.
witnessed what Mephisto's cape did
Dude.
to Parker,
Mhm.
and then
She goes on.
decided,
She kept the cape, by the way.
Yeah,
She did keep the
put
cape.
that shit on her suit.
So it's like you saw what this did to this person that you just fought, and then decided, yeah, let's do it. Let's go
Yeah,
ahead.
because she thinks she's probably different from Parker. I'm
But,
not
that's
doing
so
it to get
true.
some money. I'm doing it for good. Like,
But
people were
Parker wasn't
stupid.
doing it for money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
he
that
He
is-
did literally say, "I want to be the richest motherfucker ever."
I mean,
But I think it was.
So he
I think
was
it was.
But
doing-
it was
more
in.
like
It was
love.
in. It was.
He's
in,
a little bitch.
He was. It was. But it was in.
I like Parker.
Parker's
and-
a bitch.
But he was a bitch.
It
I
was
didn't like
in.
Parker.
In competition with his dad, also. So like,
His dad didn't even fuck with him. He threw him away at 12.
That's
bro.
what I'm saying.
Oh, well, you in competition?
Yo, his
He
dad,
wasn't even in competition. His dad was like, "What competition? I don't know."
His dad was in Snowfall.
his dad was a bitch ass nigga.
yeah.
His dad was trash too.
His
though.
dad was in Snowfall?
Yeah, he got killed.
good.
Who was he?
He was
Oh, yeah.
some plug that they met. It was like he was in like 2 episodes.
Huh.
I could tell by that big ass mole on his guy.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
But also, I have a question,
What's up?
Yeah, what's up?
John.
What about John?
Is this our ghostwriter?
No,
You don't think so?
No, I think
No.
I think they already got him in the comics, right? I think
Ghost Rider in the comics.
No, I think John, John's character. No, not John. I'm thinking of Joe. Oh my god.
My girl.
Yeah, it's so many fucking names.
Yeah, no, that's not our Ghost Rider.
But
I
John's-
think so.
I
I think so.
They're gonna stick
like
with
it.
actual Ghost Rider characters.
You think so?
Yeah, they're gonna. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna do that shit.
But yeah, I don't. So when
Even though Mephisto's the one who
I
gives
don't
them
know
the
the
Ghost
next
Rider
steps.
powers, which
Persia.
is crazy to me that Mephisto gives them the Ghost Rider powers, and then he's like, "You're my."
Also,
fucking-
Mephisto
Well, John
does
does-
not.
well, Ghost
Mephisto
Rider.
doesn't seem like he Isn't Mephisto too big to be like
outside.
What do you mean?
that? Like he has to be more than just a TV fucking villain, right?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
definitely.
This
leading
is
to
just an
something bigger.
introduction. This is just an
This is
introduction.
what I. So my theory is.
Theory time.
I
Theory time.
said it in the group chat. I think the champions are gonna fight Riri, and then Riri is gonna be like the faux villain, the sub boss, and then the real boss is gonna be Mephisto.
Yo, I can't lie. I like that theory. Also, them niggas gonna watch Riri. I love her flying in the suit, but she
There's
can't. She
When
can't
get
fight.
alone,
Yeah.
it's gonna just.
Fucking Kate Bishop.
He don't really know how to use his magic.
I think part of the problem for me, which I think this is kind of off-putting for me about Marvel shows in general, is like which doesn't make sense because you're getting like 6 hours worth of something versus like a movie is 2 hours. But for whatever reason, the grandiosity is taken out of the shows to me. And like, so watched the entire series. Like, but aside from that, when she stopped them from killing her, like, she doesn't do anything. Like,
middle finger.
how do you like what gives us the indication that she can fight? What gives she
I mean,
just
she
has
did
an
shoot the
iron
ones
suit.
with them in that white
Her
castle.
body is tight. I'm just saying.
But it's like-
maybe she was like.
Yo.
It looked like she like do something.
But like what like
She
so
like
She
she a little
shot the
boxer.
ones in that white castle. That's what I'm gonna go
but
with.
that's what okay
I don't
like
know,
she fought in the White Castle, but that was
She-
that's not any fight. That's not like that's like
She-
a Fast and
She
Furious
threw
fight.
her
Well, we-
thing at
like-
Okoye.
Well, we're gonna
like,
well, she gonna progress. I mean, like this is her
This was
second
her
outing.
show.
This is her first. Yeah, this is her like first outing. So maybe like Kamala Khan wasn't like top tier when she was done. She was still talking about fucking Captain Marvel. So like give
Oh,
these
I
niggas
took that a
some
different way.
Not top tier, but like some indication that you are going to be able to do something
She was
moving forward.
Yeah, I see what you're saying because she was kind of struggling in that last fight with Parker.
She didn't
Or
like
even with John. She couldn't even fight it really with John like
Yeah.
that.
She's small as hell.
She had
And
to.
she lost every fight against Zeke.
yeah.
Yeah, she did.
And Zeke ain't nothing.
Zeke with passive aggressive ass. Zeke, sorry, I'm sorry.
Zeke, niggas having an asthma attack while he's swinging on her. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Zeke was hilarious,
I just
bro.
don't-
I'm going over
like,
this.
I don't-
Zeke didn't even want to be there, bro.
He might
poor guy.
he might have said
Poor
that.
guy.
That nigga was.
I don't
He's
think
just there for the plot.
Live
I
laugh
don't
up,
I
bro.
don't see the point in her character. Like I don't see unless they tie.
I hate
into
that you just
something.
said that because every grifter and fucking incel from here to Timbuktu about to use you as a clip.
But
like,
I don't see like
Say
I
that
just,
shit under my post.
I
I'll
don't
fucking
see the
kill you.
point. But I don't read comics, so I don't know what she means
So I was
in
gonna
the comic
great
universe.
segue into my question with you. What is the comparison from Riri in MCU and Riri in comics? Is it a 1-to-1 or is there
Clip
have
it
they
up.
took liberties?
Clip it up.
Couldn't tell you. I don't read hers.
You don't read her.
Well,
Damn.
Like they literally don't put her in shit.
Yeah, I really
They
haven't
like
heard of her.
made her after what was it, Civil War II, when Tony went into like his fucking whatever, and like she was there. Like I was like, I'm not really into reading about female characters like that.
Grifter.
Wow, Andrew Tate has entered the chat.
No, I just can't really relate too much with it. So
Unless they're a dominant
I know
like,
it's weird to say 'cause they're
Wonder
comic
Woman.
books. Yeah,
Unless
if
they're a
it's-
dominant
If it's
woman.
absolute Wonder Woman, then never mind.
Because the
Your
nigga's
boy's
been talking
in
about
there.
her for 6 months.
Your boy's in there getting all the variant covers. All right, that's my girl. Now, no. I know. But like original Wonder Woman, I didn't care to read about either. But no, Riri. I think she was in. I was reading Wolverine with when Laura was Wolverine.
X23 Wolverine.
Yes, she was in there for like 2 seconds.
Okay.
But she was more so like, from what I was reading in there, she like jumped into a situation, didn't get the whole, but I mean, that's a comic book thing where the hero jumps in. They're like, I'm not going to assess the situation. I'm just going to act. It's a very comic booky thing. So the whole show is pretty comic booky.
Yeah.
Because she just didn't assess any situation.
She jumped in with the crew without even like looking them up. She was like, he came to her. Yeah.
Bro,
I think she's a lot smarter in the comics.
I
though.
think I think this is also like I think this is also probably why it doesn't resonate with me, just for like Marvel shows in general. So I've only really watched, as far as shows, I've only really watched I watched the Deadpool one, and I watched Daredevil. I watched the Daredevil one, and I watched this one.
You go about the fucking power outage.
But it's like it's not the power outage, but it's like the logic in the show. Like when you're watching yeah, it takes me out of it. Like, when you're watching a movie, they don't have
the cliffhangers.
They don't
the way
close.
They do.
When you're watching a movie, they close all the loops.
Yeah.
Like there's not like, okay, and when you're watching a
Okay.
movie, this person does something, the FBI shows up, they just get wiped out. Or
Right.
like, the cops did show up when fucking what's his face when the Void was doing what he was doing, they just got killed. Like, you know,
You ain't doing it. They said a black man.
bro. So like they did show up, but it's like, but in the shows, it's like this: you have some random Puerto Rican nigga running around, fucking icing CEOs and fucking doing shit, and you know who he is, and the cops never showed up. There, you have a bitch in an iron suit, the only person with an iron suit, and she just left a fucking university with it. Someone got shot, didn't die, and they didn't come look for her. They came looking for her because some random nigga that we've never seen her with.
Rampage? No, we've seen
Like,
Rampage.
we never, like, they were together in one scene, and the cops came and found her to talk to, but not for the guy that got shot.
I think
Like-
this is all Iron Man's fault. When he revealed himself to be Iron Man, he kind of just like
But like,
normalized all this stupid shit that's
but
going on.
that's
Yo,
that's
this
like
bitch running
acting
there
like
with a fine suit.
That's so funny.
that's acting like these people don't exist, or like these entities don't exist, and that's what takes me out of it. Like you have security guards, but you don't have cops.
Just a
Like
magic.
even what this
shot.
nigga did, just logical. Like I understand that he's a super person, whatever, but
You talk about Hood Parker.
yes,
Uh-huh.
he's like he has a super skill or whatever. Even if they had Mephisto say that he erased everyone's knowledge or the criminality aspect of it, like what he's doing, whether they agree to it or not, is still illegal. Like,
Yeah.
and it's a cyber crime. Like you're doing federal. This is what
Federal
the FBI
offense,
does. So it's like the continuity aspect of it like takes me out of it, where it's like there is no
What they pick and choose on who gets in trouble, who doesn't get in
who
trouble.
gets in trouble, what they get
Yeah,
in trouble
so
for,
forth.
and like who like I'm like
And I'm assuming, but like, to your point, I hear you, but I think the rules, they haven't really established what the law is for soups right now, or super entities, or how does
I would imagine.
the regular
Thief is a
law
thief.
applies to supernatural activities.
Yeah,
Because in the comics,
Put him in handcuffs.
there are departments Like not even superhero. There's like departments of law
that exists
deal
in
with
the MCU too.
Yeah, the Kingpin.
Yeah, like so, but like
No,
that
not even
exists
Kingpin,
in
but
the
there was
MCU
like in
too.
Spider-Man. What was that? The Clean House. What was their name? The Cleaners.
Oh,
Spider-Man 1.
Fuck, dude, they're a group of they have their own comic book.
Yeah, but like they're not they're in the in MCU they're funded by Stark's Foundation, but they clean up superhero messes and they like kind of have like they deal with like baseline superhero issues. They're not doing Thanos threats or anything like that, but like situation like Riri and Hood shit, they would be like, okay, what's going on
Yeah,
here, y'all?
you gotta send like I would assume that's even when I was thinking about it, I
Yeah.
was like, okay, so obviously the police and like whatever would know what was happening.
Because it's beyond
But they
their
would
pay
have to
grade.
have someone or some team or some group of people or whatever whose job it was
Because even
to deal with
in
these people.
Defenders and Iron Fist, like they would just sometimes because we remember in Defenders and Iron Fist in particular, and this is New York, mind you. Sometimes the people would just their superiors would tell the cops to like, don't fucking deal with this shit. Don't fucking deal with this shit.
In the
Why are
comic
you
books,
dealing
there
with this
are
shit?
there's groups of people who are like the Thunderbolts.
Are medium tier.
They're like depending on who. So like when Kingpin was the mayor of New York, he had his own Thunderbolts team rounding up superheroes, and they were superpowered beings hired by him.
Yeah.
Usually villains, but either way. And then like the Avengers are supposed to be like that when did the
They avenge.
Accords.
They don't pre.
you know
Yeah.
the government always wants
They're not
someone to work for
preventative.
them.
Which, and that would, but like
Right.
logically, I mean, I
It
guess
makes sense in the comics, but that's because they can afford it in the comics. Because
you could go down a rabbit hole with this too. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
you
like,
can't.
why-
That's
like
why-
you
logic.
could like because they would
on the TV screen.
they would probably have to have a tier of like that for each level, like a federal tier, a global tier, a federal tier, a
So,
local tier.
In DC, they do have stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
Captain Atom works for the government. He goes in. He's
They
literally
work
like a
with
nuclear bomb.
The Justice League works with a UN charter, so like they physically have to be dispatched sometimes. They're not just going out and like and their police departments, their law is thanks to Bruce Wayne and other rich people in the universe. They outfit the law enforcement with the tech to properly handle mid-tier superhero threats.
That was
Super-
that was
super
a thing in
threat.
the White Knight. That was
Yeah.
arming the
Yeah.
police force with Batmobiles.
Yeah, so there aren't so like DC
But,
just makes, but this is another issue why DC tends to be superior in comics.
I don't know. Tell it to
But
the box
also,
office.
I think that like from a writing standpoint, maybe it does make the most sense to leave that shit out because I could also see how easily this could go from being street level shit to like
It can
global
go-
shit because
I mean, now
if
it
you
can
send-
be with Mephisto.
that's what I mean. Like if he got his cape from Mephisto and he's doing like this whatever street level shit, and then someone comes and stops him, or like because there are obviously people that can stop him.
Mhm.
If Ironheart could take his cape away and that's all it took, somebody could do that in the snap of a fucking finger.
Or
But
take
then
it to
you're
her.
interfering with Mephisto's shit,
His plan.
and then
Mephisto.
and then like now you have Mephisto's cape. Now you're aware of Mephisto doing shit, and now you have to address Mephisto himself. So like I could see how that could be some shit. It's
He's
just
just gonna take your soul.
it just doesn't sit like right with me.
you. There's a
and, like,
level of what's the word of
Disbelief.
you have to like put into it sometimes.
Yeah, just like
And it's superhero media, and unfortunately, it's just like you just have to zone out on certain issues. I hear what you're saying, and
Yeah.
you make sense.
it just
like-
doesn't
Yeah, you make
like.
sense.
But
Yeah.
like movies don't trigger that for me, and like the comics that I have read, they don't trigger that for me. It's just TV
would this
shows
be
that
better if
Well-
it was a movie? Like if this was a movie and it wasn't, still left as open ended as it was. Is it the format and just how we had to like stop and go, stop and go, stop and go?
No,
Are you
or-
watching Disney Plus with ads?
No, I know what he's talking
Shut
about.
It take you out. That take me out.
If you think about it,
Stand your leader.
if you think about it,
Bitch, I don't want to hear
Ant-Man
about
had
this
the cops
period.
involved. He got arrested for stealing the suit.
Oh yeah,
That was a whole
funny.
thing. And then
Yeah.
he was on
Wanda?
house arrest in the second one. They kept checking on him for his house arrest.
Wanda,
The whole Civil War is about y'all niggas destroying
I-
a couple cities.
I
Like,
think
yeah.
that's federal level.
yeah,
He's talking about like at the
street level.
this
But I think
level,
it makes
what is going on.
easier to write for a movie because you only have 2 hours of it So I
And
think
you can make it.
You gotta
you can
get to the
polish
point.
it up and
And you can make it as big of a spectacle as possible. Like if Ironheart was a movie, Mephisto probably would have been the big bad all along. Would have done something grander than
I
just.
don't think Mephisto
girl.
ever does anything like. Well, he does do grander things, but I don't think it would have.
Served.
You can't have him as the big bad at the end, like the fight,
Yeah.
because ain't nobody in there was taking him out. There's nobody can take him out.
So
in that
real quick, switching gears. How did y'all like? I know Mephisto's been teased since WandaVision.
But they didn't. But they even said Jack Schaefer said like Jack Schaefer is a girl. I don't remember. Anyway, the writer for WandaVision said they
Jack,
did not
like JAC.
Oh, it's somebody is in there. Anyway, the writer said that they wrote that not with Mephisto in mind. That was on accident.
No, well, I'm not even talking about them
Yeah,
writing. I'm
Mephisto has
talking about
never
us
been a player
speculating.
until-
Speculating.
For like
When you-
years,
When you
right?
say teased, it means like.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I
Tier-
just want to clear that up.
What tier of a villain is he?
Oh, Mephisto
Top
is
tier?
top tier.
Omega?
Oh no, because he was treated like a little bitch by Thanos.
He's the
In the end,
devil.
He's under Thanos?
Well, so in the
He's
Infinity
the
Gauntlet,
devil of their world.
technically yes, he's from a different realm, the Hell realm.
Yeah, but
And he's like the devil. He gives the Ghost Riders their powers, everything like that. He is top tier villain.
Does he have something to
But
do with the
he helped
No,
Thanos
I'm
get the
thinking of-
Infinity
he's
Gauntlet.
Wait.
not cosmic. But
He is cosmic.
He is cosmic.
He's cosmic.
Okay.
He was actually introduced as a cosmic villain to the Silver Surfer,
Oh, okay.
and then he ended up becoming the devil.
Okay, so he's under Thanos?
Yes, but in all fairness, in the comics, Thanos is literally
a
there.
nigga with a fucking.
There is
blood.
Thanos wants to be a god so bad that there is a well and they throw gods in it. And if you don't make it out, you become part of the well. You mold to the wall. They threw him in there and he came the fuck back out. And he's the only one to come the
Thanos
fuck back
is
out.
not as OP
Like-
in
The movies.
yeah.
Like when I tell you I don't like the Thanos in the movies, is because the comic book Thanos is literally OP as fuck. He's died multiple times and still comes back every time on his own. He
Yeah.
does it. He's like, I got this. It's nothing.
Yeah, it's
So he made Mephisto. his
I would
bitch.
say he's on the level of Doom in the sense of like, I think that's why Doom probably is a better villain for the next generation because he's the Doctor Doom.
Okay, so
essentially.
so Kang would be under Doom.
I think Mephisto would be over Kang.
Mhm.
Mephisto would be
Yeah.
over Kang. Mephisto is over Doom because Doom has been battling Mephisto for years trying to get his mother's soul back and loses every time.
Damn.
But he teams up with Doctor Strange and then they get it together.
So is this something where like is this something where you can't really power scale?
Yeah, I would say so.
In
I
a
would
sense,
say so.
So look at it this way. They did it in a very simple way in the show, actually, because when Riri said she calls him Dormammu. Dormammu was the villain in the first Doctor Strange movie. Doctor Strange was only able to defeat Dormammu by making a deal with him because physically he couldn't beat
You
him.
can't fight him.
And Mephisto laughed and said, "He's not fit to clean my asshole."
Yeah.
There's your power level.
Yeah, but like
So Dormammu, leading of the entire Dark Dimension, who Doctor Strange is terrified of,
They killed him multiple times.
he made it. The only way he could beat him was striking a deal with him by being annoying. Mephisto's like, that guy can't even lick my ass.
But then, okay, so that's that. But like Thanos erased half of the universe.
I think MCU's Thanos would be weaker than Mephisto.
Yeah.
In my opinion, MCU's Thanos
Would he be weaker
But how
with
is
the
it-
gauntlet though?
How would he
No,
be
nobody's
weaker
weak
if,
with the gauntlet.
if Mephisto is only the devil of this earth
He's the devil. No, he resides in a different realm.
in general?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
He just likes stealing soul. Is just
is he actually does he actually have a human form or like
he does take a human
he
form in the
takes
comics.
a human form?
can,
That's not
yes.
what he looks
But
like.
no,
Okay.
they actually showed him in the show too. His reflection in the spoon showed what he actually looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He was
Yeah.
red
Red
with
as hell.
yellow eyes and his
was
dark
actually
red
really
hair.
fucking-
Yeah.
When
He looked
In
like
the
the
show.
insidious.
Google
nigga.
it.
you said
Yeah, it shows his reflection in the spoon. He's talking to Riri.
It's really fucking dope, actually. I saw that at
made that
I
family
nigga
stop
get that
talking?
British accent.
That's his real accent.
That's
That's Sacha Baron Cohen's real accent.
His name is Sasha.
Sacha Baron. That's the guy who played Borat.
Borat.
I go to the
Oh.
MCU.
Hey, he killed it as Mephisto.
He did.
No, he really
So,
did.
like,
he
and that's
really
what I'm saying.
did.
Like,
I feel like I've seen him in something else where he
he
was
was in
act-
Bruno.
and he was like very serious, and you couldn't tell it was him.
I am
dictator.
excited for Mephisto's grander scale. Wherever
I
this
hope there is
goes, I'm excited for it.
Because that's why I like the intro that they gave him, because he didn't need
Hopefully
to
Blade.
be fucking all powerful. Like, the thing about Mephisto is he is a dick.
He's a
And
manipulator
he's-
first.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
he manipulated Peter Parker into selling his love for MJ. And
Yeah.
now they can no longer be together.
I mean, that's essentially how Ghost Rider gets.
Never can be me. Would never.
That's
That
MJ.
boy ugly as hell. That boy ugly as hell, boy.
Yeah. But he's no, Mephisto is more so he's like a trickster in a way.
Yeah, like a
But
Loki.
he's a trickster in a way, but he's not lying to you.
Yeah, he's telling you what
He's
he's doing.
just he's just
This nigga said,
picking
this-
these words.
I feel like misleading is close to lying. This nigga said,
Yeah, sure.
something you won't even miss.
Yeah, he does not.
He asked this to two. He did this for two different people. This girl is supposed to be a genius, and she didn't think to
I'm
ask
telling you, common sense.
exactly
You gotta let that
what
go,
are
bro.
you talking about? Like you said something I won't miss. That seems a bit misleading. Like,
So
something
she
you
hugged
won't
him
miss.
on my car
Oh,
keys.
your
She
mom.
hugged her friend,
Like-
and it was she was solid. I'm like, oh.
Like,
But
I
you
love
want
Mephisto.
So overall, can we give ranking
6.
10 out of 10? 6.
6.
Really?
6.
Really?
6.
Really?
6. 7. Damn.
6.
Damn.
3,
Aw.
6. I said 7.
I give it an 8.
I give it an 8.
6.
Okay.
Okay, so
But also, like, I will say though,
Go ahead.
because another thing that I saw, like, I saw somebody making, like, I saw a reel where the guy was, it was like a comedy reel, but he was talking shit about Marvel and saying how, like, you know, you can't attack someone that is beloved in the
Oh, Iron Man.
in the MCU, and like you're forcing this message, and like obviously people aren't going to like it, and blah 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 blah. And I'm one of the people that don't like it. But like we said before, every fucking thing isn't. You're not the target audience for everything that they make.
I thought it was
Not
for
every-
you though.
Not everybody. Not every. It is actually.
Who's
all-
Puerto Ricans in there?
it's more than anything. That's more than anything. Look. It checks the boxes. It just didn't
does-
hit.
just
So
does.
maybe I am the target. They got some Puerto Ricans in there. They got some
there's
Latinas
really
in
one
there.
white person in that whole show.
They got there's 2. They got some. No, there's like 6. They got some.
Who, the devil?
No, they got
The blood sister.
They got
the
Joe.
blood siblings?
They got Joe. They got his neighbor. They got the professor who got fucked up.
You're
They got the
semantics, my
security
nigga.
team.
You're not the extras.
What, the extras don't
There
count?
were a couple people
What,
in
the
White
extras
Castle.
don't count?
They have White Castle.
They have white, but
Those
look,
people
look.
Riri drove
So they
fast.
got-
She was in the suit.
They got some Latinas. They got some Puerto Ricans. They got black people. They got thick chicks. Like they
Chicago's
checked
pretty-
all the
I gotta
boxes.
say, okay,
They checked all the boxes.
They got gay people.
just didn't-
yeah.
diverse. Okay,
I just didn't like. I just didn't
Yeah,
like
the
Riri.
story.
But wait. So the guy was saying that, and then like he's saying, but that's what I was. That's the point that I was making. Everything isn't for fucking everybody. You're not the target audience for everything, and you got to think about, like we said. I think I said this in the last one. It's a universe.
yeah.
Even in the comics, like Nick just said, I don't like the female-led
character.
comics.
he hates
like,
Jean
I
Grey.
didn't say that, guys. I said I just
I
don't
don't
read
like-
them.
He just
I
said
don't
women
like-
shouldn't vote and
He
read.
just said, I don't like when they focus on
Why does my
women."
dishwasher get her own comic?
Exactly.
Hold on now. I said, hold on now. Hold on.
We joking.
Why does
Nick
my
loves
penis
the
cozy?
women
I love Absolute Wonder Woman.
and women.
She's not even from America.
But regardless,
Or a
like,
dishwasher.
I'm sure that there are women and men who favor those. Like they like those ones. Like there are people who like X-Men and not Avengers. Like there are people like
Most people do.
There are
Statistically.
no, but I don't. I could be wrong because I think that Nick actually probably does read a lot of the comics that exist. But it's like, no, I would assume that not everyone reads everything. Like you read what you like, and that would why would that be any difference for a show?
I thought Miss Marvel was mad woke, but it's the highest.
Did you think Miss Marvel was woke?
Bro, I was just joking.
Oh.
I didn't
I was gonna say, I didn't think.
I don't like it. I only watched two episodes.
Okay, like define.
I read women.
I
know
don't want
you read
to. I
women
don't want to
with
harp on
consent.
this too long, but like define woke, because like
We're not about to do this.
It
right
just-
now.
I'm not.
We're not
it
about to do
just
this right
I
now.
physically
another
can't, bro.
culture
We're not-
work, or is there like a agenda, a plot to be pushed?
I never used my agenda.
I put a
wouldn't
blanket
say
over that shit.
But
It's
that's
anything
Marvel
that they don't like.
had an agenda. The girl is just Indian or Arab. She's
Indian.
just Indian, and you had to follow her Indian fucking family.
That's it.
Riri ain't. There's no agenda. She's just a nigga who's smart
Yeah.
from the hood.
From Chicago.
Yeah.
And it's real
And-
shit.
And her background characters are gonna reflect that because the
They
bitch from
reflect her environment.
Southside Chicago.
Bro, you're making
Yeah.
too much sense.
Oh my bad.
Yeah,
But
bro,
that's,
okay,
you're
yeah,
making
like-
too
but that's
much-
all. That's all I'm saying. It's like
Like
It's a
like,
universe.
what are we?
you have
What are we arguing about? What are you mad about?
like you have like there is a hero who is rich and was born rich. There is
So
a
of
hero
course
who
his token friend is gonna be black, and everybody else around it is gonna be white.
I feel like
That
there would
makes
be-
sense.
I feel like in that scenario, there's more of an agenda than like,
Yeah.
the other way because it's like
Oh, you got the token black guy. Yeah, like
Because why your first out of your big three, two of your superheroes out of the three have sidekicks who are both black.
In all fairness, Captain America didn't get his till later. His original sidekick was white.
Okay, so
but
back
regardless,
in the war,
like
too.
those are all
in the
but
fort.
but like
we
my
had to
point
get to the front of the line. That's why.
my point though is that
Gotta
like
work his way to that.
okay.
these people like
These-
you're just going to where they are like
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense like we have a hero who is rich and he was born rich so he has one lifestyle. You have a hero who was nobody and then he was pure of heart so he was poor and joined the military.
Who was that, Thor? You talking about Thor?
Captain
No,
America.
Captain
Oh,
America.
yeah, shit. Go ahead.
Retarded. But like and then you have a
They
fucking
really said that in that movie. Bro.
I love that movie.
you
though. I
have
don't care.
a high school student. You have a fuck up and
A
who,
fucking android.
like you have an android. You have like everybody exists in this fucking universe.
But so okay, and then like
In Spider-Man,
is
it was
it
very-
only woke
pretty
if
diverse.
the lead is white? I mean, if it's only not woke if the lead is white. Because look at
No.
Spider-Man.
If it's white, and
Everyone,
woman.
all his background characters are POCs,
Yeah. Which, but
Or
the
women.
thing is, my thing is
but
this.
and he's from New York.
It makes sense
and that
because it's New York.
reflects- and they reflects that. But because the lead in this show is black and does the same thing, it's a fucking problem. Anyway, I'm done arguing.
Bro,
with this.
none of
But-
that shit even matters because when the box office comes and it's COVID, we doing $2 billion. Like all that fucking internet shit, it's fake. It's all them niggas are it's fake. It doesn't.
yeah,
it's not real.
like
Yeah.
Niggas was risking their lives to see Spider-Man.
we've said this before
Yeah,
though. Like
the
we,
real life versus internet life.
no, but like we've said also that we've said this before, but it's like, bro, everything isn't for you. Everything
Yeah.
like if you watch something and you don't like it, it probably wasn't
Turn
Did
for
I
you.
just send y'all the
turn it
video,
Like
or did I send it to somebody else when Beyonce? We were talking about Beyonce and why do people hate Beyonce? And I was like, because she dropped Lemonade
Oh yeah,
because they
That
found
was
out
us. That was us.
Beyonce's black, and now they mad that Beyonce's black. And then there's a SNL skit that they made
Single ladies.
the day the world found out Beyonce was black, and every white person it flips out, and then all the black people's like, yeah, bro, she black.
I knew she was black.
As soon as she had that,
Yeah,
kid,
I
got
just-
cheated on.
I just think like while I personally didn't like the show, like it's not
It's
that
not
I,
because of the
it's not even that
diversity.
I didn't like the show. I just don't like that character.
Yeah.
Like she
And that's fair. That's like real. Like
she's not and she is too much in the middle to me where it's like it's not like the Penguin where you don't
knew where
like
he
the
was
character but you don't like the character but you love to hate him. Like
you
there's
knew where he
something-
was going.
there's like there's something to attached with him. Like you can do his little
Because-
stupid ass walk.
Because also the penguin.
Man,
You
you
brought up-
confused,
The
man.
harbor.
Like
You bring up a good point where with that, because Penguin, you knew he's evil, you know he has agenda, but he's a hero of his story. Whereas Riri, she is the lead character. She's the protagonist. She's the protagonist. Is she the hero of her story?
She's not even moving in any direction.
What direction?
She's not even.
She's very neutral.
She's very
She's not. She's not even trying. She's not even really
literally.
trying
Because
to
Parker
accomplish
said
anything.
that, what do you want to do? What do you want? I want to be iconic. What does that mean?
Every person that all
I
of
would
these
feel that
people
was
are iconic, but it's regardless, she's not even moving in any direction. She doesn't have a clear goal. I think that's why I don't like.
And I think Natalie was put in
she's
there
doing
to
stupid
just
shit
put some emotional tangibility to
and
her.
put some ass in there. But she
Cover that shit up.
she.
The next time we watch something and it's a fine nigga in there, I'm just gonna talk about his dick.
You already do that. You
When?
do that when we don't watch shit.
When?
You be like, oh my God,
When-
Chris Hemsworth.
You said
like,
you
yo. I
said
didn't
something
say
in
that.
the group chat when she said what she said about Thor's hammer. But
Oh, that was.
so.
You ad-libbed it.
But regardless, I think that's why I don't like her, because it's okay, if you do stupid shit, and we can tell what you're doing it for, that makes sense.
It makes sense. You can
Right.
see the line. You can see the through line. But,
yeah,
but
and then it's
I want to be iconic.
but everything she does is half baked and half thought out, and you're just kind of moving on impulse, and it's you
Mhm.
can't do that with this level of technology.
Well, a lot of people was telling her to just fucking heal, bro. Talk to
yeah,
her,
bitch,
grieve.
go to therapy.
You grieving.
Go to therapy.
Because it
Get
goes
better
back to
help.
what I'm saying about her. And I'm not saying it as an excuse, but I'm saying it this is part of her journey, is the lack of maturity. She's smart. That's one thing. Smart and maturity are just two different things. She's still a 20-year-old with a lot of intelligence and a lot of pressure and grieving. So
But so is
that's gonna
Spider-Man.
make you move differently.
Spider-Man
Lear
is
did
the same way.
Lear
Spider-Man
did fucking
is-
drugs at 20.
Spider-Man. The only difference. The only
That's what's
difference.
hitting too.
The only difference
that was the good
between
knowledge.
her.
I'm just saying.
The only difference between her and Spider-Man is that she is a black female and he is a white male, and they he got bit by a spider. He
But
is also
he
is
had
also
a-
hold on. He is also very smart,
Mhm.
and he's not even 19.
Yeah, he got blitzed.
he did what
17.
he did what he did, but he did stupid shit. He triggered the fucking the No Way Home event, but you knew why he was doing it.
Yeah.
There's a difference between being immature and aimless, and being immature with a guiding light.
So that's okay. That's a good point. Peter. Now this is a bit of great critique about
Don't say anything
MCU
mean about
Peters.
Peter.
Peter. I don't want to say the name no more.
Tell her he lost his bitch. He lost his bitch. He lost his
He
best
didn't lose his
friend.
bitch, but he has had a significant amount of mentors. He's had some guidance. Riri is kind of running aimlessly, and yes, she ignoring her mama, but people who do what she does, she doesn't
I
have
didn't even think about that.
a guide. Peter, and now we're going on the 4th movie, and guess who's already been included in the story?
Bruce Banner. But also, his mentors were fucking trash.
They were trash.
What did it- what-
We're talking about Tony after Civil War.
But we're talking
but
also.
you're able to learn something from.
We didn't learn nothing, because the only thing Tony did was here's his suit, and then every time he asked for help or
Look at the
tried,
meme. You
hold
look
on,
at the meme.
What?
hold on.
Yeah,
Every
no,
time
no.
he tried to contact Tony for help or anything, Tony ignored him completely
Yeah.
until the very end of the movie, after everything was resolved.
We
and
literally
Tony's like, I
didn't
should've
even.
been here.
I can't think of
That was
an.
the point.
I can't
I'm
think.
saying is the mentor
his-
part doesn't.
Yeah, I
he
don't
didn't have
think,
a mentor.
I can't think of an area where
I
he
think you guys have
applied.
Giving him his suit.
Hold on. I can't think of an area where he applied the mentorship. Doctor Strange was talking to him while he was doing what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was telling him, don't fucking do this.
Bro,
if
I
you
think-
do this,
okay.
you are going to fuck up time. And he was like, We
applied
gonna
the
see.
mentorship. Yo, in Far From Home, when he got the spider sense going on, when everybody was telling him like, "Yo, calm down, you gotta."
That part was fire.
Like, yeah, when he got his
Wait.
spider sense going, like
No
he
way,
got
no
that
way.
from his. That was Far From Home.
No way.
That was Far From Home when he was in the bridge with Jake Gyllenhaal on purpose.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. Yeah.
And
I
then
was talking
the
about-
thing with Tony, like, yo, I'm not showing up to every time that you calling me. So
Yeah.
then he was
But in all
telling him,
fairness, like he was telling him about something that actually mattered.
no. But he like, yo, you gotta handle this shit. I can't be with you.
But it wasn't the
100%
suit that
of the
made him
time.
because he beat him in his pajamas.
No, that was the thing that he was saying. It's like this shit, this suit and all this other shit does not make you. You make you. That's what Brand New Day is gonna be about. Well, and Punisher, but like, yo, it's gonna be.
And Professor Hulk.
But I understand what you're saying because I'm not really sold on Riri either. I think she mad conflicted. The thing is that
and I
with
think
her,
that's part of her
Listen,
journey.
I think that I also think that I understand that she I understand that things do make a difference, like who you have in your life and blah 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 blah, all that shit, like your stability and all that nonsense, like makes a difference. But at the same time, it's like what I feel like even her, you're not gonna like this. I feel like we are making a lot of excuses for her.
I don't think I'm making an excuse for her. I just understand.
But like, okay, so
I just get it. I just
like,
understand the story.
Peter didn't have his parents. She had her parents. She grew up like her stepdad or whatever had to have died within recent times because it was her. Like, so it's like she lost what she lost and that kind of shit. But it's like I can't think of a real moment throughout any of the Spider-Man movies where his mentors made that much of a difference. They didn't even mentor him. They were just there. He was on their team. He was not he was not under anyone's wing. He was
Spider
maybe under Iron Man.
I would say
Iron
what's
Man's-
the name kind of
The closest he was with was Iron Man.
Happy, and what's his name? Black guy. What is his name? Black
Nick
guy.
Fury.
Nick Fury.
But
And Maria.
she
He wasn't
just came back from Wakanda.
They gave him advice.
They gave him advice. They helped him out.
Yeah.
I mean, and Shuri just they didn't really
It's
have. They had an
May.
adventure. It wasn't really nothing to learn.
Yeah,
from.
but it's like
it was probably, if anything, more trauma.
most of what we see from these people though is like them on an adventure. Spider-Man is on an adventure, like he's fighting with them. They're not taking him under their wing.
So like, what if in season 2? Because I kind of want to wrap this part up.
Yeah.
So like, what about in season 2? Like, what if they bring in fucking Blackton America to help her out a little bit? Like,
I don't.
if
I don't think they're gonna do
it's
that.
not
I think Brother Voodoo, if anything,
bro,
has more
it
of a
does
kick.
not matter.
I was just throwing
Dr. Voodoo.
Can
He's
we?
strong, okay.
Can anyone
Dr.
think?
Voodoo should have
Can
been
we
there.
think of any examples throughout the entire fucking MCU where somebody got advice from someone else and took it?
Thor with his dad.
Maybe Thor, but Thor's a god. But like,
1,000 years.
like,
Okay, don't move the goal.
no, I'm not. I'm not even saying that.
Loki
but it's
got
like,
advice.
God.
Loki,
not even just that, bro.
Loki also.
When you're thinking of when you're
Loki's journey
thinking of-
has been. Let's equate it to Loki.
Also
Loki
God.
has been a chaotic, also God. But I'm just personality.
They've had time to think. They're about 1,000 years old.
Loki is
Are you still an asshole? after
probably
30,
like
30,000
the closest
years?
example to Riri in like personality and in like moving funny and like. Cause like, look, he in order to like to throw his family and everything, he made a deal with Thor and the Chitauri, not Thor, Thanos and the Chitauri to try to take over Earth. And look what that happened. I think, and now look at Riri and doing the same thing with Mephisto. I think sometimes it takes a journey when Loki also, I just want to be a god. I want to be king. I want to be praised. You will bow to me.
Want to be loved.
Yeah, more of
That's
the
a
story.
But that's what I'm.
So
saying.
I
Like,
think I think we're just looking at a person's
Glorious purpose.
where we.
I don't think-
I would think we're looking at a person's long-term journey and not something being wrapped up fairly quick that we get who they are.
But that,
And I'm
understand
okay with that.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is like, that's why I'm saying that in reference to like why I'm saying like we're making excuses for her
Mm.
because she like that is the premise of probably every fucking movie ever is somebody with more information than you told you to do something, you didn't do it, and that caused the story. Like,
Yeah.
So it's like this story could have been fucking different even if she just listened to her professors
So
at the fucking MIT.
I guess, so what did you want to see? What made it as? I mean, because again, I guess we like it for different reasons. I think, I don't know, but I just enjoyed the show. I'm okay with Riri as a character. Is she my favorite character in the MCU? No, absolutely not. But I like the story, and I'm okay with where it ended, and I'm excited for more. But like, as for Riri as a character and everything, I don't think I wouldn't say I'm making excuses for her, but like, I just understand. I just get it. And I get where they're going from. It's leaving it open-ended intentionally for, I think, a possible villain role or possible takedown. Or just season 2, whatever will happen. I'm just okay of how it's left. And Riri, as opposed to like the other super kids that have been brought to us, I'm okay with having someone that's not just has it all figured out by the end of the story. You know, look at what Wiccan and Agatha did. You know what I'm saying? Wiccan killed 3 people and then he got Agatha and they were like, let's go find Tommy. Like, everything kind of hinted at a bow at the end of their stories and everything. For the most part, all the kids, Hawkeye even, I'm okay with how this ended. I'm just okay with it. And it was just, overall, from beginning to end, was a good story. I don't say I'm making excuses for her, but I'm just like, I get it, and I'm okay with it.
I'm saying that we're making excuses for her because she does stupid shit and for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
And like, even though she's supposed to be a fucking genius, like, it would make more sense. Literally, probably any other fucking superhero, it would make more sense for them to be stupid than someone who is a fucking genius. Because, like, if you just suddenly come into this power, of course you're not going to know how to use it.
Right.
You're not going to know what to do with it, and you're not going to know what direction to move in with it. If your power is your fucking brain, you should be able to use your brain in other areas than just one. But aside from that, like, the reason why I'm saying I don't like her is like, it's not, she is nowhere on the map. That is why I don't like her. Like, that's what I feel like is missing. There is no sense of identity or direction. You don't know who she is.
Yeah.
Like, and that's not supposed to happen watching a fucking show about this primary character.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you can watch Daredevil, clear hero. He is a hero. Yeah. You can watch fucking The Punisher, anti-hero.
Yeah.
Clearly not good, not bad.
Mm-hmm.
He's this. You can watch The Penguin, villain.
Oh yeah.
You can watch even Moon Knight as well. Moon Knight is an anti-hero, right? Like, he's like in that realm. So if you're making like a chart, if you're making like a chart, you make like a hero, a villain. Loki would be somewhere over there, like down towards villain. Like, you know where
anti-villain.
You know where to put these people. Like, we just watched this entire show and still don't know where to put her. Like,
chaotic neutral.
So the point, there's a starting point and in a L chart, and the starting point is in the corner. You're not supposed to.
She's not on the chart.
Stay in the corner.
She's not on the chart.
6 episodes. Where did she go? Oh, she's still there.
She's still there.
Yeah.
Wait till Siri find out that you made a deal with who?
You made a deal with who?
Throw a rock at that bitch, bro.
I know what you're saying.
I know the way.
You can't come back in here. No, give me that.
I know what you're saying.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
The
I
only
would like to see more.
every background character was better than her. Yeah. Every other character was more enjoyable in the scenes. Like, and I hate to say, yeah, like,
I love the crew. I could watch a whole show about the crew.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, every
I didn't
scene
like
that
the
she
lady
was in
boy.
with someone else, she didn't dominate any of the
Talk
scenes.
about the sibling?
What?
It was 2 lady boys in there.
That was a transgender person. From Talk to Me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Anyway,
But no, she didn't steal any scene.
No, I know. Yeah, there was nothing.
She was dominated in every scene she was in
Yeah,
by everyone else around her, and I think that's what, like, that's what I get from it.
Yeah.
Where she, like, her character was Like if you took her out of the show and you still had everybody else in there, I'd be like, it's still a good show.
It's just what I'm saying.
Natalie in the suit.
Honestly,
I
low key,
feel the same. Like,
low key, I'm not gonna lie. That statement just made what you said make sense to me because I was like, I feel like you could make a show that was equally as good just following the crew around.
Yeah. And Parker, for the most part, was sweet.
was an enjoyable villain.
It was enjoyable. It's when he started
So sexy.
kind of
I didn't
when
like
he
Parker
kind of like
either.
tripping off at the end. It was like
easy to draw.
Shut up.
Draw some little slanty eyes,
Draw some freckles.
little hair.
Oh
he looked easy to draw.
Okay, do we have time to rank to do the same?
I don't think so. We were
okay.
Yeah, we went far on this.
We have to do it in 5 minutes, but no, it's
No, we
probably
don't.
not gonna happen.
Because people gonna want to argue. Okay. Any last thoughts about Ironheart?
No, but I
Should have made him white.
Iron
They
Lad.
have a white. They have 3 white guys.
Iron Lad.
Don't we have enough white niggas in the
No,
world?
it's not until all of them are white.
Yeah, it was
Jesus
It's all of
Christ.
them
As
are
we all
Agent Smith.
know, white people are the majority in the
All
planet.
these niggas about to get kicked off their Medicaid when that shit go into effect.
Hey,
Anyway.
the big beautiful business.
Speaking
not
of
the big
whites, real
bountiful.
quick.
What's up?
Speaking of whites, real quick.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna do this real quick. Real quick. I'm not a big Captain America fan.
He turns his body cam off.
He looks like the type.
Shut the fuck up.
He looks like the type. But there's a new Captain America comic book run that just
37.50.
came out. New comic book.
Why
just
don't you
came out.
know this by heart? Why don't you know this by heart?
Let Nick finish.
I'm sorry.
Hold on.
I'm asking for the money.
Again, bring the mic down when you do it.
Okay, I'm
yes.
fine.
No, you're good. Anyway, new Captain America run that just came out. I'm not a big Captain America fan. Never really cared to read about him. Chip Zdarsky's running it. He wrote the Daredevil run that was actually just beautiful, beautiful comic book. And so he's writing this. So I said, I'll take a gander. I'll take a gander. You know, artwork's gorgeous. I forget who does the artwork. Sorry. Anyway, starts off with a little kid watching 9/11. He was in the streets of New York. Towers are falling. But it was crazy.
Of course you liked it.
Chill. What I like most about it is like he's watching the towers fall, and then like it's like him writing a journal, and he was like, you know, you see something. He was like, you can watch people die, but watching a man take another man's life is completely different than watching someone actually die. And he's like, that changes you. And he goes, then that makes you think, are we worth saving? And are you willing to become the person that you need to be to save us?
Watch quick.
And he goes, a killer. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. It's this
Who
comic.
was saying that?
A little kid.
A kid was saying that?
He was again. It was
Don't
like in a
give
journal.
give him more ammo against
No,
Irene.
Pokemon shit,
no.
bro.
When I say that, in the moment, it's a little kid, but it's coming from his journal as he's an adult.
Oh.
So you're seeing him become who he is now. So like he's seen 9/11 happen face to face. And so like, but we're jumping back and forth between this kid and Captain America.
Okay.
And so this run takes place when it's a week after he got unfrozen. So nobody really knows that he is the actual Captain America. So there's a shooting that happens he's sitting at a diner and he hears about it over the radio because they listen to the radio in the diner, and he hears about it. So he jumps into action. So he gets to the scene where this cop got shot, and the lady cop's putting pressure on the shot, and he's like, what went on? Like he's talking like a police officer. She doesn't know who he is yet. She's not looking up. And he's like, what's going on? And she like gives him the rundown. And he's like, you know, this guy shot my partner. He got on my bike, took off. And she was like, he said he's going to the UN building. He was like, where the fuck is the UN building? And she's like, you don't know. And then she looks up and she goes, fuck. And then he takes the other police bike and chases him. Come to find out, the man on the run who shot the cop is an Army vet. And so he gets to the UN building. They do a little chase. It was fire, beautiful fire, but Cap falls off the motorcycle. It is what it is. He catches up with him because he got his super speed and whatnot. But he catches up. The guy's at the UN building. He's got the bomb detonator in his hands. It's around him. Security guards are pointing the guns at him and shit. And Cap is like, bro, hold on. He goes, you know how to shoot while you ride a bike, bro. You cool with the Army? And bro was like, yeah, I'm in the Army. And he says, he's going to attack the UN building because all his friends keep dying. They don't give a shit. And they just keep sending more people to fill the void. So they touch on the kind of about how America treats their vets and their soldiers in general. And it's actually extremely sad. So he was going to the UN building to blow that bitch up because they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. But Cap talks him out of it because Cap's Cap. And then so the whole thing is Iron Man comes and offers him a position of the Avengers, and he's like, everything that I've known is gone except for the army. So I'm going to go back to that. And then you flip over to that little kid again. He's now joined the army, but he has asthma. He has a whole bunch. He only sees 20/60. His vision's bad. So all his people in his little cadet thing beat the shit out of him on a daily basis. Even the sergeant beats the shit out of him on a daily basis.
They created a villain. Sounds like.
Well, 20/60.
2020 is perfect. 2060 is bad.
Bad. Yeah. So it's his vision. So he has bad vision. So it's like shooting is not going to be great for him. You don't want someone with bad. Yeah, well, that's what they're saying to him. But he was like, no,
He wants to be.
And his mother's trying to convince him not to, because she's like, there's other ways to deal with war besides going and killing more people. But it's fucking good. At the end, he is the new Captain America. That little kid. They end up giving him the serum.
Oh wow,
bro. So he's the government tells Captain, like, well, we have a mission for you. Go fight Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Doom has kidnapped some government officials. We need you to infiltrate Latveria with these other soldiers and then take out Doom. And the other soldiers are like, this Cap guy is fucking, he's a dick, dude. He's from 2020 what? No, he's not. 1990 what? You know, they don't fuck with him. But Cap's going to prove it. I don't care. But the storyline is great. It's actually very sad, but it also shows you what it's like for, in my opinion, the kid isn't all mentally stable. Oh, really? Because he seen 9/11 and immediately was like, I need to kill the person who did this. Like, I need to fight back. And his mother's like, there are other ways to do this. Like, you don't understand what was going on for that side. There's two sides to every coin, she's telling him. And he's like, nah, just this side of the coin.
Because as we know what happened real life in 9/11.
Yes.
It wasn't as black and white.
Like a proud American.
That's the thing. He's a product of America, but not Captain America. So they're two separate Captain Americans at this point.
You said there's two what?
Separate Captain Americas. Because they gave him the super soldier serum, they made him a shield too. So they're going to Latveria together. He's now an adult. This all took place. Like, this is
Wait, so there's two different Captain Americas?
right now, yes.
Who is
The little kid.
so the little
His name is
kid?
David.
The little kid is the loopy one.
Yeah.
Who's the other one?
Steve.
Steve, Cap, the original one.
The original one.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So, but again, they're two different Captain Americas.
Well, yeah, because like Steve Rogers represents America's values.
Yes.
And this sounds like this.
He
kid
represents America's
America.
rage. Yeah.
No, not rage, just America.
Well, yeah.
Like just America.
So it's going to be, issue 1 was fire.
That sounds
So
good.
I
I'll
cannot
check
wait
it
to
out.
issue 2.
It's
I'll check
it's
it
hard
out.
to even like
I like
fuck-
shit like that.
It's hard to even articulate what exactly that represents. It's like like Steve represents America's values. It sounds like he represents America's like ideology, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it's not like he represents their rage, but it's like so
Because he's not, they don't
And there's-
present him as a bad kid.
there's an ignorance to it. Because
Yeah.
it's like so when I've listened to like people who are like older, and then they say like when 9/11 first happened, all the propaganda about Arabs came out. So then everyone started thinking Arabs are bad, Arabs are bad, Arabs are bad, because that's what they were being taught to believe.
Yeah.
The longer you go on, like eventually you become disillusioned with that, unless you're still an idiot, because you start to realize
You love that word today.
they're fucking lying.
Yeah.
Like that's not true. Like or it's like. Or it's like they do what they did with
Ironidiot is the
they do
episode name.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Ironidiot.
Like they do what they did with the October 7th shit, where they start the story at this point.
Yeah.
Like they don't tell you what led to this event. They just tell you.
And that was his mom.
Yeah.
His mom was like, you don't know the full story.
Exactly. So it's like. But there are people that are like that. Where
You know
like,
how many people have joined the army
just from 9/11?
just from 9/11
Yeah,
alone?
yes.
And to this day, because we have this good pipeline of,
Great.
and we'll wrap it up after this. And there's a good pipeline of like liberalism to conservatism, and they join the army for something that they weren't even born for.
It's an idea, but
Golf.
that's the problem. That's the problem with fucking
Fuck
like,
America.
any of that shit in the first place. And comics actually do a good job. Like comics and manga do a good job of pointing the spotlight at
Don't
that,
make it
at that
political.
thing, which is like
It's natural.
like this. I've said this before, which is like why I could never be in the army. I think that they peddle ideas to you, like they peddle these like ideologies to you and get you to believe in them when they're fighting for something different.
Yes.
Like they're telling you you're fighting for liberty and freedom and like all these things, and you're like, hell yeah,
Fighting for that
liberty,
truck.
freedom, like whatever,
Yeah.
turkeys.
Turkeys.
But then like they're fighting for money.
Yeah.
Like,
I literally thought about joining the Navy just so I wanted to go to Japan.
Yeah.
but it's like,
In the Navy,
you know,
ooh.
I feel like that's
I
I
I
just
just,
trading card.
I just
feel
wanted
like-
to go to Japan.
that's what what his character
Yeah.
represents, and I would be curious to see if that's where it goes.
I'm excited to see
I
where
think
it goes.
that's probably
I'm
where it's
super
gonna-
pumped to
He's
see where
definitely
it
gonna
goes.
be the villain.
Let's find out what Mario.
Yeah.
Like if he finds out that what he like if they do that, or like he finds out that what he was fighting for was a lie in the first place,
Yeah.
boy,
I can't wait.
he gonna be the nigga on the bike.
Shut up.
It's over. But all right.
Nick.
See you, Space Cowboys, later.